sure.
55-year-old gentleman, resident of Mumbai, clerk by occupation, presented with chief complaints of left flank pain for 2 months and hematuria for 15 days.
I would like to know about the character of the flank pain, how it started, and was it intermittent? Did he seek any hospitalization for the same?
Flank pain was left-sided, insidious in onset, dull aching, non-radiating, progressive, relieved with medication. Hematuria was gross, total, painless, not associated with blood clots or tissue bit, self-limiting.
He did not seek any hospitalization for both the complaints.
For both the complaints, he didn't seek any hospitalization prior to it.
Did he was this flank pain associated with any fever, vomiting, any other symptoms?
No, the flank pain was not associated with any symptoms.
Did this patient have any lower urinary tract symptoms?
No.
No. Any past history of, history of pyuria?
None, nothing.
Gravel-uria, nothing is there?
No.
Any history of cough, bone pain?
No.
Jaundice? No. This patient had any past history of stone disease? Any urological intervention done for any other?
No.
Is there a family history of hematuria?
No.
His family members, anybody had any malignancies?
No family history.
No malignancies. And,
so this is negative history. There is no history of pyuria, liver, fever, LUTS, dysuria, AKI, CKD, acute urinary retention. No history of trauma, cough, dyspnea, backache. No history of loss of weight, loss of appetite. No history of PUC insertion or uro intervention.
In the past. What's the age of the patient again? 34, is it? Hello?
Yeah, 35.
35. Any other comorbidities he's having, like diabetes, hypertension?
Yeah. He is known hypertensive since past 5 years on tablet metoprolol and telmisartan plus amlodipine.
It's 5 years. Is he a smoker? Denies addictions, you mentioned. Not a smoker, doesn't consume alcohol.
Yeah.
Any examination findings on this patient?
Examination was within all
Go back to the previous slide.
Before going there, just summarize. Then
what are the issues here that are concerning?
Yes, sir, this 34-year-old male is present hematuria with clots and with associated right flank pain, which is dull aching and not radiating. And no other significant history, positive history in this patient. There is no urological intervention, no stone disease history.
Okay.
So with this,
what else? What else is important in this one?
This patient is also an hypertensive on 5 years.
5 years, and
non-smoker, non-alcoholic.
No. You can't just brush aside a 35-year-old man with hypertension just like that.
5 years. What type of
5 years? What was his age at that time?
29, sir.
29. So is it what? Essential hypertension or is it secondary hypertension?
Could be essential.
No.
Renovascular.
No. I'm asking you, could it be essential hypertension or secondary hypertension?
Could be secondary hypertension.
Could be secondary. If it is secondary, then what is it due to? Most common cause of secondary hypertension. The most common cause of secondary hypertension, what is it?
Most common cause is arena vascular.
No way. No way. That means the whole world will be walking around the renovascular hypertension.
Atherosclerosis.
No. What is called secondary hypertension? Atherosclerosis is etiological factor in primary hypertension, essential hypertension. But this is secondary you're talking about. What are the commonest cause of secondary hypertension? Renal failure, chronic glomerulonephritis. Need not be overt renal failure, but chronic glomerulonephritis. What do you say? Now, what is the other issue here that has to be looked at?
Hematuria.
No. We agree. Hematuria, right loin pain, 35-year-old man. The bottom line is that this 35-year-old man has no business to have significant hypertension.
3 drugs.
3 drugs he's taking. What are they? 1 beta blocker, 1 calcium channel blocker, and 1 ACE inhibitor. Huh? Very good. So, what does it signify? What must go through your brain when you are seeing such a patient and you are going to evaluate him for hypertension, for hematuria and right loin pain? What is it that goes through your mind?
So I should rule out a nephrological cause first.
Right? Little bit more. I want some more, something more scientific. That fellow will tell you. Anand.
So the vascular causes also need to be ruled out, like renal artery stenosis.
In your mind, the thoughts must be whirling. I want your brain cells to be clicking all the time.
Yes.
He's got hematuria with clots. What is the commonest cause of hematuria with clots?
Commonest cause.
Screw the age. Forget the age. Hematuria with clots. What is the commonest cause? Right loin pain.
So we have to think in terms of an
Upper
tract.
Malignancy. Full stop. Malignancy. Irrespective of whatever happens. Now, if the man has got malignancy, if that is my primary diagnosis, and he is taking 3 drugs for hypertension, what is it infer to you? What other thoughts must go through your mind?
Probably the malignancy might be advanced. Which could, because
we don't know whether malignancy is advanced. That's some imaging will tell you. But what's the thing that worries you?
Sir, he's not getting under control. Since they are adding up the drug.
Okay, you guys
You have to
think
have
that.
malignancy. Then, what is the cause for malignancy and this kind of hypertension? Can you put together? Can you tell probable origin
Yes, sir.
or any other secondary event which is happening?
Sir,
Or is it secondary to something? All these 3 possibilities comes into play.
Could this fellow already have renal failure? We don't know. He's never been to hospital, he says. Could he already have renal failure, which has caused the hypertension? And now on top of that, this fellow has got a possible malignancy. So, wow, this is going to be not an easy thing to deal with. Secondly, if none of them are there, if none of these things are, if all are okay, why should a 35-year-old man have such severe hypertension? Is there any other comorbidity which must go through your mind? You ask for diabetes and you ask for smoking. Any other in today's world? In any other possibility? You don't want to think of obesity?
obesity.
Huh? Yeah. This guy may be a hellish obese fellow. I don't know. He may be an obese fellow causing all this. What I want you all to think is not just to go and cut and take out 1 kidney, man. It's a question of looking at how you're going to manage a patient like this. He's coming with hypertension. He's got this. Don't be just a surgeon. Be a physician. Think about what these issues are. Why is this fellow like this? Why is it like this?
So how you could have come to conclusion by asking relevant history regarding his what you call his cardiac condition and then his general health. That from the history, you could have known, okay, what is the reason.
So when you summarize a case like this, you say this young man who's got hypertension with clots and right lung pain. Additionally, what worries me is the fact that this young man is on 3 drugs for hypertension. So these are the 2 issues which are important when I assess this patient for whatever it is. So now you, with that in view, now you go and examine the patient. Is your
Hello? Examination fine.
Yeah. Examination findings were he was there, well fit nourished. Weight was 90 kg, height 178 centimeters. BMI comes out
50 kg.
it is of Febrile, pulse 88, BP 142 by 86. No pallor expressed lymphadenopathy.
BMI is 24, eh?
Yeah.
78 still still. Okay.
But rest of the system examination was normal limits. For abdominal examination, the inspection was flat, umbilicus in center, no scar vein dilated sinuses, no localized tenderness, no lump puncture.
Very difficult to palpate anything in this 90 kg fellow, isn't it? Yeah.
Examination is also.
This BMI doesn't seem to match his weight, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
According to his BMI, he is not. He's neither obese, nor is he morbid obesity or nothing. He's okay. It's 24 BMI.
Definitely overweight.
He's overweight.
External
In a
genital
patient like
examination.
this, what is another clue factor is the waist-hip ratio. The waist-hip ratio should be less than 1. We don't know. So while the BMI may be in the overweight range, this may be a telltale sign again. Again, for all this hypertension. Okay.
Genital examinations were also within normal limits. EUM was normal, prepuce retractile, no before testis and scrotum was normal. On DRE, no prostatomegaly, no anal tone was normal.
Tell us the investigation. What do you want? You want urine or you want hemoglobin? Which one do you want?
I want both, sir.
You want both, okay.
Hemoglobin, urine protein, serum creatinine.
Then what test do you want?
Can you show the urine routine, hemoglobin, serum creatinine?
Urine routine was pH is effective gravity 1.2%, albumin 2 plus, sugar nil, WBC 7 to 8, RBC 4 to 5 for high power fluids, and CBC report, hemoglobin is 14, WBC 7,300, creat 1.3, sodium, potassium, and rest all were within normal.
It's a good idea after you finish the examination to summarize the case again and say that the examination has not given me a clue as to what could be the likely cause of his hematuria, or except for the fact that he is 90 kg in weight, the hypertension may be essential. I don't know. We have to keep these in view.
But you wanted to have history of family history of hematuria, all the other things. So here at least you must know any other cutaneous markers. You must have specifically, even though it is not given, it is good to ask.
Neurofibromatosis and all
You need to
that.
ask some.
Cafe Ollie spots.
Okay.
Any cutaneous manifestations in this patient?
No, forget it. No, carry on with the investigation. What did you do?
This 35-year-old overweight patient with known hypertension since 5 years presented with right flank pain for 2 months, associated with total painless hematuria associated with clots, with no other significant examination findings or any other history. Who is having normal hemoglobin and creatinine, and luckily it's also within normal limits.
Right.
So after all these things, I would like to put my first differential diagnosis as a
No, no. Has the investigation so far
yes, sir.
allowing you to make a diagnosis? You haven't completed the investigation.
Urine routine is showing
Yeah,
some
so you don't
RBCs.
think he got anything now?
So for my
You
first,
think he's fooling everybody by saying he got hematuria? How
No,
much
sir.
of hematuria has he got?
4 to 5
4
RBCs
to
per
5. Is that
hyper.
normal or abnormal?
It's abnormal, sir.
Abnormal. So
Significant.
why are you worried? Supposing it was 0 to 1,
Yes, sir.
would you be happy?
No, sir. Still the patient has presented with clots.
Yeah,
sir.
that's important. Forget what the urine is showing. This hematuria is episodic.
Yes, sir.
Like we are all told,
Yes.
that every bleeding stops. Either the patient dies at the end of it or it just stops by the natural processes of coagulation. So this hematuria will stop. And when he comes to see you, the urine may be negative. He's giving you hematuria. He's saying he's got clots. So you have not finished your investigation yet, no? To come to a conclusion. So what investigation do you want? These tests are not going to tell you what's wrong with it. So what else do you want? No.
This patient is also having hypertension since 5 years. Sir.
Yes.
Um, I'd like to go for an ultrasound.
Yeah, sure, why not? You want to do a KUB or something like that? You got right loin pain.
Ultrasound abdomen with pelvis,
And
showing the kidney, ureters, and bladder.
oh, you don't want a KUB, it's plain X-ray KUB.
No, sir. My
You don't.
because stone disease is not first on the
Your
list.
stone is not first.
So I was thinking in terms of malignancy. Sir.
Alright, you're thinking in terms of malignancy.
Finding.
Can you have two pathologies?
Yes, sir.
Can you have a stone and malignancy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Can
nothing. It is just that the laws of nature say that one patient has got only one condition. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can have stone, you can have malignancy, both can happen.
USG is understood. It showed right kidney 9.3 by 4.8 centimeter, left 11 by 5.1 centimeter. In the left, 2.7 by 2.5 by 3.2 centimeter, inferior pole of left kidney. There was a mass with internal vascularity.
Oh, there was a mass, is it? That I couldn't see that mass word. All right, okay.
They mentioned size. Do you have any images on this?
We don't have any USG.
No images. So now what?
The ultrasound, which is showing left lower polar tumor, maximum size around 3.2 centimeters. Trend with internal vascularity. At this point of time, I would like to go for a contrast enhanced CT of the abdomen with pelvis.
Yes.
Ideally, a triple phase contrast.
So why do you want to do triple phase in this particular? Normally you don't say that word at all, no? Normally you just say CT scan of the abdomen. But you specifically said I want to do triphasic CT.
Yes,
Why?
because from the history and from the examination, investigation, everything, sir, it's more towards renal cell carcinoma.
Okay.
So which shows contrast
So
enhancement.
ordinary CT scan. Why you specifically say triphasic?
These particular tumors are known to have contrast enhancement. When you put the triple phase CT, you can better delineate. So you
Any
can
other
differentiate.
reason why you think triphasic specifically will be useful in this patient? Might give you a clue to something else?
Any vascular tumors,
No,
Okay.
not vascular tumors.
renal artery.
Now we are differential diagnosis for renal vascular hypertension, no? You've forgotten about that.
Renal artery.
He's 90 kg weight, he may be atherosclerotic, he may have a block in the renal artery, I don't know. So when you fill in the request for this, you say I want a CT angiogram with the whole thing.
Center bottle, right?
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Everything.
With the angiogram.
So because he's got hypertension, he's using 3 drugs, I want to know whether renal arteries are all right, how's the aorta, everything. Otherwise they'll give you 2 images like what we get. Nothing you will see. Huh? And this is where a CD would be preferable so that you can see the retina. Very important.
Can we see the CT films?
Yeah.
Next. Just the previous one once, please. Before this. Yeah, 1 minute. Next.
This is what happens. This is what happens when you don't specify to the radiologist what I want. Very clear. He just sends out whatever, paisa bana, he sends images.
No, we discussed this in the previous. With the primary because personal. See properly, see all the images properly.
You show the just the previous one, the contrast sequence alone one, so you show. Just the next one. Yeah. Can you show next one, please? Next one. Next one. Next sequence. Just a moment. 1 minute. What's the cuts? Is it 5 mm cuts? Hello?
7 mm cut.
7 mm cuts.
Any findings?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Sir, these are a series of axial and coronal cuts, CT cuts, with both plane and contrast enhanced sequences. I could not appreciate the delayed phase, and which is showing that right kidney, which is normal in size, shape, and the contrast uptake and drainage appears to be normal. Right kidney, left kidney, contrast uptake, and the shape is abnormal, which is showing a lower polar mass, and which doesn't appear to be irregular, or I could not appreciate any hemorrhage or necrosis inside, and it appears to be a solid mass, and I could not appreciate any contrast enhancement in these sequences. It looks to be the same.
What? Is there a mass or there is no mass? There is a mass.
Mass,
There.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
You can see mass.
So is the mass on the plain CT scan
Yes, sir.
matching the kidney parenchyma? Show the plain CT. You see that?
Yes, sir. So looks almost the same.
Huh? It's got the same
Same
density,
density.
isn't it? Huh? It's got the same. Is it abnormal? Is it abnormal or is it normal? It's a mass there.
Yes, sir. some contrast uptake and some enhancements.
See, normal, we are not using contrast. We are using ordinary plain X-ray. This is a master. I'm just saying, it's got the same density as the kidney. Literally isodense with that.
Isodense.
Is that okay? Or should it be hyperdense or hypodense?
Most of the tumors, they are heterodense with, this appears almost same with the pararenal parenchyma. So it is quite.
It can be the same.
Some,
It can be the same. It doesn't have to be abnormal. There is a mass there. Forget it, there is a mass. That's it. Huh? You can have renal tumors which have got the same density as the renal parenchyma. Sometimes they may be hypodense. There's nothing wrong in being the same density. And what about the contrast films?
contrast films also. There is no
Show the contrast films.
in the mass.
You can see the.
There also it appears.
All the contrast has gone out no, from the collecting system. Is that the late film? There is no contrast in either of them. Oh, there is contrast here.
Drainage is this contrast.
Just go back. Just stay on this. Just go back to the previous.
This one, right?
No, the previous section. Go back. No, I'm not these X-rays. The previous X-ray. I want to see the diaphragm. Yes. Is there a cut at this level? What's this? What's that sitting there? Huh? Show another one. What is there on the right side? No, you just see some more X-rays. There's one more cut on the right side. It's the same one that you showed, no? Just now? Yeah. There was another slice which showing the problem on the right side. Are there any more cuts in the region of the right adrenal gland?
So,
Here? What is that?
There is a hypodense.
You can see very clearly the left adrenal gland here.
Yes.
Very clear. Alright? Huh? What is this structure? This one.
It's IVC.
That's the IVC. Huh? Is there something here?
Yes, sir.
What is this?
It mass appears in the region of the right adrenal.
Yeah, no. You want a CT scan, no? You have to look at everything. No? Any light bulb? Any light bulb flickering?
Yes, sir.
No. You just want to know light bulb flickering?
Adrenal
No. Until what?
adrenal malignancy, sir. Like adrenal
This
cortical.
one. Please look at this region, particular region. Then see, that's why you say, what is
Light
that?
bulb seen is seen in ACC, sir. Adenocortical carcinoma.
Light bulb sign is it?
Adenocortical carcinoma is seen.
Ah,
Lot of
Light bulb is CT image or MRI image?
MRI.
Then this is CT image, what light bulb you are talking?
So what is the density of that mass on the adrenal?
Whatever it is.
Ma'am, it's hypodense.
No.
Hypo, is it hypo? What is the color?
Ma'am, it's dark black in color.
Black.
Yeah.
So black then what will it be?
black is the answer, right? So what structures in on CT look black?
Fat containing lesion.
What is the fat content?
What
Yeah.
is the fat containing lesion there? If it is.
What is the fat containing lesion in the region of the adrenal?
Adenoma.
Huh?
Called
Adenoma. Yeah.
With the fact that there are certain whitish things.
Whitish thing also there. There's some white stuff. Start told there's some the surrounding fat, nice fat. And then there is something in between that fat. White. This is a contrast, no? This is a contrast X-ray. This is a contrast in the kidney there. You can see that a little bit. You see the contrast in the IVC. You see contrast here on the right side, periphery. Huh? Okay, you tell me what could be the possibilities now. That you've got the CT scan, you've got this mass with this man who's obese, who's got a left lower polar mass. What could be the possibilities now? Remember what we said before we said we expect that one man or a patient should have only one diagnosis. That's why I asked you whether you want KUB also, and I said maybe you didn't want KUB. It's mere stone and tumor. Right? So with that clue now, you try to tell me. Now give me a clue. What could be all the possibilities this man could have?
This patient has a left lower pole renal malignancy.
Okay, it's a given. It's a given. He's got a
And
left
also,
lower polar mass. What do you think that is likely to be? Likely to be malignancy. And the commonest malignancy is
Clear cell.
clear cell RCC. Right. Okay. Given. Then what else?
And he also has adrenal mass, which could be my differential.
Yes.
This images would be a pheochromocytoma.
Pheochromocytoma.
And the adenocortical carcinoma.
Adenocortical carcinoma. So
Adenoma.
RCC and adenocortical carcinoma. Okay. Then RCC and pheochromocytoma. Then what else? I can't hear you. Oh. Next, what else could it be?
Or an RCC with an
RCC with a
adenoma.
adenoma. What adenoma?
Adrenal adenoma.
Adrenal adenoma.
Which might contain fat.
Might contain fat. What is that condition?
Myelolipoma.
Myelolipoma. Bah. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. Suddenly light bulb flashed. Huh? Right.
Yeah. But it is difficult to appreciate. So I think the credit goes to sir. Otherwise,
Now,
normally when you see, you keep on concentrating on the kidney and you don't look around.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
now what else you want to see? What else could be the possibility? We said RCC and ACC. We said RCC and pheo. We said RCC and adenolipoma. What else? What else can it be? What else can it be? No, enumerate the possibility.
More than that, sir.
Can the two be connected? So far you've given two separate diagnoses. Can the two be connected at once? How?
And VHL.
Huh?
Not von Hippel-Lindau syndrome. Could have both synchronous tumors.
What else they do? What is missing in VHL if it is VHL?
Could be multiple tumors.
Multiple tumors, all the other features,
Cutaneous mass.
all that, which you don't have in the history.
Yes.
How else can the two be connected?
syndrome.
Huh? No, you said
Genetic
no. Menn syndrome, you said that. That means there's PO. All right. What else? I'm saying the two are connected. One has been caused by the other. The adrenal has been caused by the kidney. What is the adrenal has been caused by the kidney?
Sir,
Kittiyo. You just came back from Kerala, so Malayalam is strong.
sir,
I'm
the
saying
lower pole mass,
lower pole mass.
because of that,
Because of that,
this RAS could have been
RAS. What RAS? Renal artery stenosis.
renin
Renin.
angioedema.
Why you bring all that? Let's not go into high funda basic biochemistry and all that. I'm just asking a simple question.
So here there is we wanted to connect tumor and hypertension that you are not explaining. Just don't go into that area. Question which is asked is, can you connect the renal tumor and the adrenal tumor?
There's another possibility. Can renal tumors metastasize? Can RCC metastasize?
So mostly it is continuous.
Can it metastasize?
Yes, sir.
Is adrenal a site of metastasis
Yes,
in
sir.
RCC? Yes. Can a 3 centimeter tumor metastasize?
Cancer, but very less likely.
What is the incidence? It's not zero, boss. Even a 1 centimeter lesion can
One
metastasize.
second. Yeah.
So 3 centimeters more than it can metastasize.
We reported a 1 centimeter renal tumor causing IVC thrombus.
Anything is possible in medicine. I want you to think. We may be all wrong at the end of the day. We are not worried about making mistakes. But we are learning from our previous mistakes. Everything that I'm asking you is because we have learned from our previous mistakes. It could be this, it could be that, maybe something, it may be totally innocuous. But at the moment, we are concerned. We are concerned that there's a problem there in the adrenal. It's not something that we can wish away. And there's a mass in the kidney. So now both of them have to be evaluated on their own merits. Right?
And then you have to connect the history. Patient had hematuria.
Correct. And even
With
you
pain. You have to connect that. You have to explain that from the given image. Is it possible for you to expect those findings?
see, you've seen so many partial effectiveness. You've assisted. Huh?
Yes.
All these 3 centimeters. Oh, how many of them actually come with hematuria? And if you know, they're all insulin detected or ultrasound. So this fellow's clots. It's very worrying. It is worrying. Can he have a TCC in the bladder? It's possible. He could have anything. Although the CT
no,
doesn't
no,
subscribe to that diagnosis. But I want you to be thinking in your mind all the time when you see a patient, not just accept that there is one diagnosis. You have to be probing yourself and asking questions. Is it all right? What am I looking at? Am I okay? Am I not? Am I in the right direction? Okay. So now what are you going to do now? What is it that is not clear so far on the CT scan? What is it that is not clear? To me, I know what is not clear. I want something more. I just want to know whether you are happy with it to make a decision on what you should do.
Still, I could not say that it's clearly an RCC on the left side.
Okay. So how will you make sure it's an RCC? What's the best way? What is the best way of knowing it's RCC?
Since it's a 3 centimeter tumor, sir, we could do a
Needle it.
biopsy.
I'm going to needle it. That's all.
Biopsy, then
Confirm. Tell us. But what is it that is of concern at the moment?
right side adrenal.
That is the most important thing, no? That
I
is the
need to
area of
rule out
concern.
whether it
I
is
want to know
functional
what the
tumor.
hell is happening. I want better characterization of that.
Yes, we can do a functional assessment of this.
Is this patient got functional problem? You think that's a functional lesion, non-functional lesion? Huh? It's a small lesion, it's not a small lesion. So now what do you do?
Do a plasma-free metanephrines, metanephrines and normetanephrines along with overnight dexamethasone suppression test.
Why dexamethasone suppression test?
Because it could have a. I want to rule out all the three. Anything can be.
Oh, you want to rule out cortical carcinoma, pheochromocytoma, and
No, sir. All the three means I meant adult medulla cortex, that is glucocorticoids, melanocorticoids. Anything.
that's what I want to know. You are talking to ACC, pheo. They are two different conditions, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
The metanephrine is not going to tell you about dexamethasone. That's why I want to know whether you want to do that as a separate test.
That also I want to.
If the patient got features of Cushing avoidance,
No, sir.
are there anything in the history which will suggest that this fellow could have?
Only apart from the overweight, there is nothing. Just opening.
Can this fellow still have a pheochromocytoma?
Yes, sir.
Why?
5 years hypertension.
He's on three
On
drugs.
3 drugs.
He's on 3 drugs for control of hypertension. We know that these cures can be very dicey. They can be either obviously obvious, or they can be sitting quietly, and the moment something happens, they're off. So it does require a high index of suspicion to make sure that this is not, because of all the conditions, that is the most dangerous. That is the most dangerous condition. Because if you have not made a diagnosis of that and you suspect it, you could be in deep trouble. It's like saying that when I've got a torsion of the testis, is it torsion or is it epidermolysis? You open and see, don't wait. It's too late, the test is gone. Same way here. You operate on somebody, you'll be in trouble.
One more thing which we have to work up this tumor, and you are right about plasma-free metanephrines and cortisol, is because of the size. The size you have not mentioned, but on the CT, because we have seen the report, is about 5.5 centimeter. So size also becomes a criteria. Obviously, for adrenal, you have to work up irrespective of that. But suppose your diagnosis is angiomyolipoma on CT scan, and you know maybe this patient was not hypertensive. Okay. So yes, you can go ahead and ask them the values.
Can you show the?
Show us the report of the CT.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, look at the left adrenal, it's thickened. Left adrenal is actually thickened. It suggests hyperplasia. There is some hyperplasia in the adrenal. Now it is nice and slender, isn't it? It's very thin.
Millimeter away from the
So now what?
I just want to see the hormonal.
No, you ask him.
panel.
You ask him, man.
Can you show the hormonal panel that we asked for?
ACTH and cortisol were tested in normal.
With a normal limit. Okay. You run ACTH and cortisol.
What else? Have they done
when they are looking at most important is look at the
Yes.
So we took a consult of our endocrine department, and they didn't want us to do plasma-free metanephrines. But yeah, this patient is young, and he is already on hypertensive. So I also thought for a moment, but we didn't do it.
Okay.
But that is what they asked for.
Yeah.
And
Have they done an MRI on this?
no, sir, no.
So what is the diagnosis of the adrenal mass? Adrenal myeloma.
Yeah, adrenal myolipoma.
Myelolipoma.
Yeah.
Around and this.
What it is,
Since the hormonal panel also appears to be normal. So
Yes.
It appears to be a non-functional tumor
Right.
on the right adrenal.
Do adrenal myolipomas require treatment?
Yes, sir.
They require treatment?
Yes, sir.
Why?
You can.
Generally speaking, they don't require any treatment. There are some reports which said, some reports which indicate that a very large size adrenal myolipoma may require excision. But just not all of that.
Size, in the size criteria we can operate.
This is fine, you can operate if you want. Yeah.
When these patients are, I would like to go for a left partial
You want to do a left partial
nephrectomy.
without biopsy or with after biopsy?
After the biopsy, based on biopsy. Previously, it told.
Oh, you want to do, so you want to do renal mass biopsy before you do it. Is it necessary? Is everybody what are the indications for renal mass biopsy? Mass biopsy.
So one is the size criteria. Sir.
So, size. So is that a criteria? Size criteria? Renal mass biopsy.
It's,
10 centimeters you will biopsy. Nothing?
there is bilateral.
What are the indications for biopsy of a renal mass?
Since we have a bilateral tumor here, sir, which would be on the contralateral
No,
system.
we forget the bilateral. The right side is the adrenal myelolipoma. Left side is an RCC. You want to do a biopsy of that, you said. So I'm asking you, what are the indications for doing a biopsy in a renal mass lesion? When the examiner asks a question like that of the candidate must immediately know that the examiner does not agree with you. It's not that what you are saying is 100% incorrect, but there are certain indications. Say he wants to know from you whether you don't know what are the indications for renal mass biopsy, general indications. That's what I'm asking. Because that is not the practice. We are not biopsying every 3.5 centimeter mass that comes to us.
And when you answer, your first answer should be non-controversial.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that you know what, at least you have gained some ground. If you say size, then again people will start asking you more questions. So what is one absolute reason of biopsy in a small renal mass? Where nobody can say, oh, no, this is not right.
And there is bilateral involvement and we want to preserve the kidneys. No? When you are planning for nephron sparing surgery.
Yeah, no. Okay, revise that. Revise. Just before the exam, you should not be like this. Yeah? You got the theory coming, practical coming in a couple of weeks. Now suddenly this is a sure question in the exam. They put one mark, what is indication? You must be very clear. You just came back from the oncology center, Amrita. Then they would have shown you all this robotic, formatic, partial wave, total wave. You should be a pullover on this one. Dada, you should be on oncology. What, Prasanna? So we will at least go and read up what are the indications for renal plasma. Right. So what was done for this patient? Nothing yet, no?
We have done
Electricity stopped now.
left partial nephrectomy and right adrenaline.
Has the biopsy come?
No,
Not yet.
it is done